It's been about a week since OpenAI dropped their new GPT-o3 and o4 mini models, and I've been diving deep to see what these models can really do. Honestly, OpenAI's naming scheme is getting pretty confusing, but these new models are making serious waves. Today we are going to look at some incredible real-world examples we've just seen in the first week, discuss what makes this model special, and what it actually means for AI development going forward. To begin with, let's have a look at the Geolocation photo guess. This capability went viral almost immediately. Drop any random picture from a restaurant menu, street, or even a landscape photo, and all three can figure out the exact location. It combines visual analysis with web searching to identify where a photo was taken. Impressive, but also raising some serious privacy questions. Next, let's have a look at IQ test results. While IQ scores aren't everything, it's pretty remarkable to see all three topping a leaderboard designed to measure human intelligence. This gives us a sense of the reasoning power packed into these models. So here's a practical application of the new tool capabilities. A user named Rohit set up all three to automatically fetch new research papers, scientific articles, and most interesting news, then summarize and send them to him daily at 8 a.m. What's significant here is that this happens without any custom coding or plugin setup. The model handles all the automation itself. Based on his brilliant idea, I managed to create a comprehensive daily AI news briefing focusing on research, significant industry developments, and policy changes. I'll attach the prompt below for you to grab it. All three can now generate personalized astrology forecast. Even if you are not into astrology, this example demonstrates the model's ability to generate highly structured, domain-specific content. The model can pull together personalized reports across virtually any field with this level of detail. So now let's have a look at 3D solar system and ASCII sphere visualizations. This is where things get really impressive. Users are creating interactive 3D simulations with just a few prompts. So the model writes JavaScript code that renders everything from solar systems to rotating ASCII numbers in the shape of a sphere. So this transforms visual programming from a specialized skill to something that anyone can generate with natural language prompts. So I tried to build a 3D solar system myself using a very detailed prompt and noticed that all three really struggled with that. But once I shortened and simplified the prompt, this gave me a basic 3D solar system visualization. Look at this. o4 Mini High solved the latest Project Euler problem in under 3 minutes. For context, Project Euler problems are notoriously challenging mathematical puzzles, and only 15 humans solved this one in under 30 minutes. So the smaller model outpacing human experts in both speed and accuracy. Here's a practical application for educators. All three can now analyze all the content from top schools like Stanford, MIT, and other top schools on modern artificial intelligence, machine learning, and large language models, and create a comprehensive course plan focused on application. What would take a professor weeks to compile happens in seconds now. This maze example demonstrates exceptional visual problem solving. The model was given a 200 by 200 pixel maze image and found a perfect path through it on the first try. So the user actually needed to overlay the solution in Photoshop, zoom in, and verify that it actually never crosses walls. Then he confirmed that actually the model was flawless. These next two examples are coming from Min Choi, and they're really interesting ones because they show all three reflecting on its own capabilities. First, it lists 20 jobs it thinks AI could replace within the next 3 to 5 years, and then it counters with 20 jobs it believes humans will still be essential for. So the second list focuses on roles requiring deep empathy, high-stakes decision-making, and creative professionals. So this self-awareness about limitations is actually a sign of improved reasoning. The hexagon bouncing ball test has been used by developers to trip up language models. It's a physical problem that requires spatial reasoning, and both o3 and o4 Mini passed it flawlessly. Let's have a look at the competition math chart. When given access to Python, these models achieve near perfect scores on competition level mathematics. So this effectively means that high school and college level math problems are now solved territory for AI. What's new and why it matters? First, let's talk about what makes these models different from their predecessors. If I could summarize in just one phrase, it would be smarter thinking with better tool use. The O series models were specifically trained to think longer before responding. But what's really game-changing here is that both o3 and o4 Mini now have full tool access, meaning they can decide when to search the web, run Python code, or call functions on their own. They don't just answer your questions anymore, they actively solve problems by choosing which tools to use and when. So looking at the performance charts, we can see that both models set new records across multiple benchmarks. Perhaps the most impressive, these models are both smarter and more cost efficient. Let's quickly break down what some of these benchmark tests actually measure. The first one is the AIME, is the American Invitational Mathematics Examination. So essentially Olympic level math problems for high school students. Getting 100% on this test doesn't actually mean that we've achieved artificial general intelligence or AGI, but it does mean that algebra world problems are now solved territory. Codeforce's benchmark measures competitive coding skills. All three jumped into Grandmaster territory, while O4 Mini maintains competitive performance while using fewer computational resources. And the last benchmark we're going to discuss is the Massive Multimodal Math Understanding. It essentially tests the model's ability to reason about math problems what include both text and visual elements like diagrams. All three set a new record here at nearly 83% accuracy, but it's not all perfect. Let's look at some of the failures that show limitations of these models. This example is quite concerning. The same equation which was given to all three by different users produces different results. Some get correct solutions, like in this example over here, while others get wrong answers, like in this example over here. So this inconsistency is a reminder that these systems still have fundamental reliability issues. Here's another surprising failure. The model was given a seemingly simple task of matching people's names to the colors they are drawn with. So even after thinking for over 13 minutes, it's produced the wrong answers. So this shows how these models can overthink problems and miss obvious visual patterns. And this article perfectly captures what we are seeing. Advanced AI gets more unpredictable. So the article points out that while O3 breaks records in some areas, it backslides in others. In fact, OpenAI's internal testing actually shows that the hallucination rates for O3 model actually doubled, or more than doubled, compared to its predecessor, O1 model. So the progress isn't linear or predictable anymore. There are serious considerations around compliance, hallucinations, and privacy. So the reverse photo geolocation capabilities we saw earlier could be used maliciously, highlighting the need for proper safety mechanisms. With GPT-O3, suddenly we are building things that seemed impossible just months ago. Meanwhile, O4 Mini delivers an impressive 80% of those capabilities at the price that makes this technology accessible to students and smaller teams. These aren't just better models, they're changing what's possible with AI assistants, from solving competition-level math to generating interactive 3D worlds and simulations through simple conversation. We are witnessing a genuine shift in human-AI collaboration. So what's your experience been like? Share your most impressive O3 moment or biggest surprise in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.